Well, go on, traders. Yeah, the traders here again. So just want to give you an update on a couple of stocks here. So I'm gonna be taking a look at Muln as per usual, Lucid and Nio. So not all good news, I would say, for all the stocks. But I want to go through and just make sure, whether or not it's good or bad. I want to make sure that I give you the facts, guys. So stick around up to the end of the video. I'm going to go through each of these stocks separately. Alright, so let's start off with Muln here. So Muln, as you can see on my chart, Muln has come down to the support area at around 25.26, and as you can see, between yesterday and now, it has basically held the support. It came down yesterday to the 25, come all the way down to 24 plus. When I say 24, I mean 24 cents, not dollars. Push back up in the aftermarket, and yesterday it came back down to 24 again, around 25 thereabout. And the aftermarket, it seems like it pushed back up slightly. So I would say Muln is holding its own for now. What we want to see is Muln not to drop below this level of say 24.54. We don't want to see it drop below that level. So what we're looking for is for Muln to actually hold this level, because right now, if you look at the RSI is showing oversold for the past couple of days. It has been oversold, which is good. The MACD, however, is looking still a little bit bearish. So what I want to see is the MACD to start going back into the green territory here. It looks looking a little bit bearish. So let's see if it holds. Let's see if there was a sell-off on the stock. So on Yahoo Finance, as you can see, the market cap for Muln is 446 million. Yesterday we were about 430 plus million. So we have gained some shares since, so there's no sell-off, I would say. And as you can see here, Muln was basically flat when you look at what happened yesterday and compared to pre-market this morning. So I would say it's basically flat. TSX came down a bit, the S&P basically flat, and Dow is basically flat. So everything was basically flat yesterday. In terms of average volume for Muln, we are at 210, but the volume that came in was pretty low, 143 million. In terms of the comps that I'll be talking about, Lucid basically flat, Nio pushed up a bit. Alright, so let's see and take a look and see what's going on the option chart, guys. So in terms of call options, the volume that came in was lower compared to what it was before. Usually we're around 30 plus thousand, 40 plus thousand. Now we came in at 18,000, so not much volume. In terms of call options for this week, we're looking at 45,000, 46,000 for tomorrow. So let's hope that will push some movement on the stock, push it upwards. And for next week, we're looking at 27,000, and for the following week, we're down to 8,000. Alright, so let's see what happens come by tomorrow. Okay, so switching over to Lucid. So Lucid, let me zoom out here. So this is one of the stocks I look at when I have to zoom out to take a better perspective of it. So Lucid, I've been following this stock from back in the days of when it was Churchill Capital. It pushed up all the way to almost $65, and retested at $56. But since then, it has been pretty much on a downward trend. This pop-up here for Lucid was the end of January, when the private investors, there was some talk or interest about private investor maybe coming in. But as you can see, since then, since that little news or that hype, as you can see, the stock has pulled down quite a bit since then. It's now at $9.98. So if you take a look at what's happening in the aftermarket, they had earnings yesterday. So if we take a look at the aftermarket, as you can see, let me zoom in a little bit more. As you can see, Muln fell around 10%. Not, sorry, I keep talking about Muln. Lucid fell around 10%, which is not good for the stock. So basically, if you take a look at Yahoo Finance, basically what is happening is that in terms of earnings, wow, it's not 11% down. So in terms of earnings, they missed earnings, they miss forecasts. If you look at Yahoo Finance, it will give you all the details here. So let's scroll down all the way to Lucid. Alright, so if you take a look here, it says Lucid fourth quarter revenue of $257 million, miss Wall Street expectations by expectations of $314 million, which is not good. The EV maker produced 3,493 vehicles and delivered 1,932 cars last quarter, coming in below expectations. So deliveries were not good at the end of the day. So I don't know if even with regards to what's produced versus what's delivered, if they're sitting on inventory. It's possible that the demand for the vehicle has really dropped. So I'm not going to go into details here, but it's not looking good overall for Lucid. Alright, so for now, this is a stock I have been wishing all the best for the stock, because I like the vehicle. It would have been the luxury brand of all the EVs, but in terms of what's happening to the company so far, it's a little bit disappointing. Alright, so let's go to NIO. So NIO, guys, as you can see, has been on a downward trend. I've been in NIO for quite a while, as I've mentioned on previous videos. It has been on a downward trend, as you can see here. So the question is NIO now at a level where it will start to move up? So if you look at the RSI, it's basically, I would say, not really irrelevant, but at least the RSI is still in a oversold territory. The MACD is on trending bullish. But let's take a look closer and see, look at the levels for NIO in terms of support and resistance levels. So NIO, as you can see here, NIO had trended upward for over the past couple of weeks. Tested the $12, came back down, and it has come back down, almost down to where the support level was, and it appears to be holding the support level at around $9.90, and this was a trend line that I had drawn in terms of if NIO was to move back up, it needs to push out of this trend line. So if you take a close look here, you can see that NIO actually popped out of the trend line, which is a good sign. So we are hoping that this will be a chance for it to actually start making a move upward to retest at least the $12 level. I'd set some buy orders at the low level here, and I got filled. So I had one order left that didn't get filled, as you can see on my line here. I set buy and sell orders, guys. So, and I set my stop losses, which, you know, it's a lot safer than you just leaving the stock and, you know, you come back and the stock drops a whole lot without you having any protection. So, you know, I don't mind it because I actually got some fills at the lower level here, but one order apparently did not get filled. So as you can see, NIO has pushed out of the downward trend line, and we are hoping that, go to the 1 hour, we're hoping that it may continue this upward trend. So at the 1 hour level, you can see that it has the moving average line has crossed over, and we are hoping that it maintains this yellow line. So if you take a look at NIO on Yahoo Finance, you can see that NIO pushed up 1.5% yesterday, and then an additional another almost 1.5% in pre-market. So you know, we're hoping that it will hold the support and keep pushing upward, because overall, guys, NIO, I think, is a very good company. The only problem is it's a Chinese company, and with all the, you know, the geopolitical issues, the relationship with China, US and China, can impact the stock. So just be very careful, guys. But overall, I think it's a for me, my personal opinion, not financial advice, I think it's a great, really great company for the long term. You know, as I said before, from the days when you know, NIO had financial issues and the Chinese government bailed them out, I know that the Chinese government does not want NIO to fail, and it's basically, I would say, backed by the Chinese government. So I'm really looking forward to what NIO has to do. You know, the results have been great in terms of delivery, sales, expanding into different markets. You know, I think at the end of the day, NIO will do great. But as I said, just tread with some caution. All right, so a little bit of lengthy video for today, guys, but just had to give you some updates. So as per usual, if you like this type of content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. All right, guys, so until the next time, safe trading.